everyone, I'm Brant Fowler of Comic Book Weekly and Last Timber Press. This is my brand new channel, Only Good Comics. Now you might be wondering to yourself, why are you doing a brand new channel when you have a weekly live show talking about comics every single week? And the answer is because I wanted something that was my own. I used to do content myself on my original channel, Brant Fowler, which is a channel that I created way back when, years and years ago, to do songs on, to sing on. And over time, I got away from that. I did some other things. It became this smorgasbord channel where I did vlogs and daily musing videos and singing and occasional comic stuff and tutorials and all kinds of stuff. It got to the point where I didn't even know what that channel was anymore. And so I stopped doing it. And I used to do a bunch of podcasts and that kind of thing. And you know, life changed, priorities changed, and I got away from that. I still do the weekly live show, Comic Book Weekly, with my good friends Mike Spider Slayer and Kat Comic Uno, and I'm not going to stop doing that. I love that show, and we're having a blast doing it and talking about comics. But there are two main reasons why I wanted to do this channel. And one reason is that it's an itch I had to scratch. It's been a while since I've done solo content, and now that I've started doing some podcasts again, one with my wife for Last Timber Press called Beyond the Fire, and one for wrestling, the Allcast, that I do as a huge wrestling fan. So I was like, you know, I really want to talk about some comics, which brings me to point number 2. And that is, sure, I get to talk about all kinds of comics on Comic Book Weekly. We do our top 5, we do big books. Sometimes we veer off into other discussion with most anticipated or the news. But I don't always get a chance to talk about some of the comics that I'm really enjoying, or maybe they're comics that Kat and Mike don't enjoy, or they're books that they don't even read. And it's something I get to talk about on my own. And as positive as we try to stay on Comic Book Weekly, sometimes, because we're reading mainstream books, event books, and that kind of thing, sometimes we don't like everything that we read. And so we talk about it and we discuss it constructively, with respect and all that. But I wanted a place where I just talked about comics that I enjoyed. Plain and simple. That's why the title, Only Good Comics, now exists. And I was just in the shower one day and that name came to me and I'm like, surely that's taken. Only Good Comics. Surely somebody snatched that up. But I went, searched YouTube, searched all the social medias. They were all available. So I took them. And I sat there and was like, okay, what am I going to do with this? And it hit me. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the thing that I've wanted to do for months now, honestly. And I've talked to Lisa, that's my wife, about it over and over again over the past few months. And I was like, I want to start doing this, but I want to kind of dip my toe into it, start slow. So that's totally what I did. I didn't buy a domain and snatch up all the social media and within a week record this intro video and start posting content to the channel. No, I didn't do that at all. I don't do anything halfway, I suppose. Yeah, this was just something that I was passionate about and I needed to do for myself more than anything else. And I'm still going to be on Comic Book Weekly on Tuesday nights live with you. Or if you listen to the audio version on iTunes and Spotify, you can find that. But this is the channel where I get to talk about stuff that I'm enjoying, whether it's current books on the stand like Do a Power Bomb or Rogues Gallery, or my favorite book on the stands right now, Radiant Black, or it's stuff that I backed on Kickstarter like Charlie Stickney's White Ash, or Happy Hill from Comics Tribe, or Fractured Shards from my good friend Sean Keenan and Dan Furical. Or books that I haven't even tried yet, but I've heard such good things about that I'm hoping I'll really enjoy it, like Something is Killing the Children. So I could be talking about anything. I could be talking about G.I. Joe. I could be talking about books from AWA like The Joneses or The Ocean Will Take Us from Aftershock. There's so many books that I'm enjoying right now, and a lot of those books, they don't quite make my top 5 on Comic Book Weekly, so this gives me a chance to talk about those books and hopefully make some of you aware of some really cool books that maybe you're not checking out, and maybe you will, based on my recommendations. So a little bit about me real quick, because I don't want to make this video too long being an intro video. If you don't know who I am the co-founder and co-publisher of Last Ember Press, lastemberpress.com. You can find me over there, and all the books that we do, all these books behind me are a bunch of the books that we do, and we've been doing that since 2015. And I've been creating comics and been working in and around comics for 20 years now. Editorial, press, running websites, editing, lettering, mostly lettering, writing, and you name it, I've probably done it in some way, shape, or form. And like I mentioned, Comic Book Weekly is a live show on Tuesday nights on Comic Book Weekly and on Comic Book Corner 2.0, where me and my two friends, Kat and Mike, talk about our comics, share our top 5, talk about big books and industry news every week. So you can check us out over there. And if you're a wrestling fan, go check out the Awcast, allpodcast.com. That's awepodcast.com for that. So that's just a very brief version of everything that I do. Hopefully you follow me. You can follow all the Only Good Comics stuff at Only Good Comics across all your major social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course YouTube. And if you want to follow me, you can just look up at Brant Fowler across social media and at Last Ember Press. You'll find me across all of those. And I hope you enjoy the content that I'm going to be putting up on this channel on Only Good Comics. And again, I hope you find some really cool stuff that maybe you didn't know about. And if you do, I'd love to hear from you and hear what you thought of it. Now, concerning like recommendations, suggestions, sending me books to talk about and that kind of thing, recommendations, suggestions, very welcome. I will take them into consideration. If you're a creator and you're going to send me books, just know that if I don't enjoy it, I'm not going to talk about it, because I want this to be positive. I want this to be about books that I enjoy, that I like. And so, you know, that is something that I just wanted to put out there for people, that it's a different kind of channel. I'm trying to do something a little bit different here. So as a creator myself, I know how hard it is to hear negative reviews of your work. So I want to lift up people. I want to be positive and be a beacon of light to the comic book landscape, if you will. I don't know. Now I'm just talking. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the content on Only Good Comics, which is coming very soon. And yeah, so that's it. I'll talk to you next time.